What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of Story Time with Lee Hammock, your favorite, you can't have a favorite, self-aware diagnosed narcissist. Today's email, story time, said exhausted and overwhelmed from being with a narcissist. 26 years, y'all. 26 years is a very long time. So without further ado, we're going to hop into story time. I didn't read it all because I like to react on the spot. And then we're going to break it down, give you my opinion, give you my thoughts and whatnot as well. Stay to the end, y'all. Okay. So, hi, Lee. I've been married for 26 years. The first year I had a baby with my husband and never felt so alone, and I never understood what that was. That happens. You never feel more alone than when you're in a toxic relationship with a narcissist. They make you feel alone, y'all. As the years went on, I had 3 more children with him, and it was so busy and overwhelmed running my own business and taking care of them that I didn't notice the signs and symptoms of his narcissism. That happens too. It's gotten to the point where now it's so toxic because I call him out on it. But unfortunately, I am a very reactive person, and I haven't learned the assets of being able to ignore or not. Call him out on his SHIT. I am now at a crossroads to leave him and this entire life that we've built because I don't know what I'm seeing is right or not right. A month ago, I went to a psychic. Oh, that's new. I don't think I've read the psychic stuff before. So a month ago, I went to a psychic just to see if I was crazy. And she told me that there was a third party. So I became like a stalking and private detective, and I see so much stuff, but I can never really absolutely prove it. He, in the meantime, knew that I was stalking him, and because I would call him out on stuff, and now is playing head games by facetiously putting things out there to make me think and make me feel a certain way, and then throws it back in my face and tells me I'm crazy. He has lied to me since we've been married. I don't know if he ever has cheated. He not admittedly has, but he has done a lot of things behind my back, including ruin my relationships with everybody, my family, my friends. I have forgiven him for all of that because I know he had a traumatic childhood that he won't admit to either, even though sometimes little things come out here and there about it. The old traumatic childhood. He refuses to get any help because he thinks it's all me. He gaslights me and deflects it on me every time. And I was at a point where I thought it was me. I now realize that it's not me. And I have gone to the crazy route of reacting in front of people and around people. And I realize now that this was his intention. Reactive abuse in front of people. Now I'm just torn between leaving him and breaking up my family or trying to stay and deal with his narcissism by not reacting and healing myself. It just seems like it's never going to stop, even if I do change the way I react. I would really like to get your thoughts on all of this. I love your podcast. Well, thank you. I'm so happy to see what you actually admit, the fact that you know you're a narcissist. You're aware of it, and that would be the ultimate goal for my husband. But like they say, you can bring a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink. Thanks in advance. If you read this whole entire thing, I appreciate your time. I hope to hear more from you and the support group. Okay, perfect. Well, thanks for sharing that. Y'all, 26 years is a very, very long time. I know you said you have 4 kids, so I guess some of the kids at least some of the kids are grown. Because if you had one in year 1, you at least have a 24, 25-year-old, right? Maybe even 26-year-old. So that's a very tough dynamic right there. So if all of your kids are grown, or most of them are grown, are you really breaking up the family when you leave? Because a lot of times, if you're in a relationship with a narcissist or a toxic person, right, you're not the only one that is dealing with the abuse. Everybody else is dealing with their own separate battle, their own separate abusive behaviors from this narcissistic person, from this toxic person, or whatever, right? Everybody is getting a piece of it. So it's not just going to be you that's getting it. Everybody's getting a little slice of it, right? So you're not really breaking up the family, and it's okay to choose you. You get 26 years. That's the quarter of a century. There's over a quarter of a century. You're giving this person, then the average lifespan of a human is what? Let's say 75 years. I know it's more than 75, but there's 33% of your life has been with this person, right? 33% of your life has been with this person. And, a lot of times this is all you know and whatnot. And the fact that you're reacting in front of people now, that gets worse. Like, I'm not saying that you're going to snap one day and throw a knife at him or try to bang him or whatever. I'm not saying you're going to do that. But sometimes this gaslighting can get so intense, you might, and because it's been going on so long, I wouldn't rule out the possibility of you maybe having a psychotic break. You see what I'm saying? Because right now you say to yourself, you're kind of out of control with your reactions. So you gotta, if you can't table those reactions, because it does, like you just said anyway, you said to yourself, it doesn't work anyway. Like you not reacting or you reacting doesn't work. But at least when you don't react to him, you save face, because now he's dog whistling. You know, if y'all don't know what a dog whistle is, it's a covert way that narcissistic people, it's a covert way that narcissistic people abuse you. It's a covert way that they trigger you, and hopefully in their minds they're hoping to get that reaction, right? Hoping to get their reaction from you in front of people, so now they can play the victim. Y'all see how crazy she is? You're yelling and screaming at them after they've done something small. They've done something that only you noticed. They've done something, it's very small, it's very minute. Nobody else has noticed it except for you, and now you're yelling and screaming at them. Now you might be throwing something at them in front of people, and now you look crazy. And just like most narcissists do, they isolate you away from your friends and family, so they make you feel like you only have them. That's the plan from the beginning a lot of times. They isolate you, ruin your relationships with everybody else that you had close in your life, and now you feel like you only have him. You only have them. You only have her. If other people are listening to this. That's what happens in these spaces, y'all. That's absolutely what happens. And his traumatic childhood is not an excuse for his adult behaviors. A traumatic childhood does not excuse you from being an abusive ass adult. It just doesn't work that way, right? It doesn't excuse you from being emotionally abusive. And you said yourself, he's not going to get any help. Like, he thinks it's all on you. He refuses to get any help because he thinks it's all on me. So I know you wrote at the end, you see how I've changed, and you wish that for him. He's going to continue to be him because it's got him this far. It's got him 26 years out of you. Why would he change these behaviors? Or, why would he change these behaviors that serve him? The behaviors have been serving him for a quarter of a century, and probably more because he's older than 25. He's older than 26, right? They've been serving him his whole life to get him to this point right now where he can look like the victim in front of everybody to you. So even if you do leave, you're gonna look like the bad guy. So if you decide to leave, be prepared to look like the villain. He's gonna make you look like the villain here, and that's what's gonna happen. I'm not saying just like this is something you have to deal with. This is what's going to happen. He's absolutely going to make you look like the villain. You're going, like, regardless of whether or not, like, you know the truth, but other people, the way they see things right now, unless you can start reworking your image right now by controlling your reactions, you're gonna look like that anyway. So I know you said you want to call them out on this shit, but how much is that worth? Because, like, what is that getting for you right now? Before you react, before you become explosive, ask yourself, what am I going to get if I react this way? What am I going to get if I yell and scream at him? What am I going to get if I throw this at him? Cause I don't know. You didn't mention it. I don't know what your relationship is like with your children. You know what I'm saying? Because if you decide to leave, he's going to paint you as a bad guy then as well. So be prepared to look like the villain regardless. Talk to your kids. I'm not telling you to have to let them know exactly what you've been going through. You don't have to talk bad about the dad, right? But you can tell them that you're unhappy. I mean, if you so choose, they're adults. Some of them, at least a couple of them are adults. I know, but that's the way it goes. So I feel like if you are dealing with narcissistic people like this, you have to make a choice. The choice is yours. It's kind of like, I know it sounds like Jigsaw from Saw. The choice is yours. You know what I mean? That's not by intent though. I'm just saying this because you have the power. You already said you're exhausted. You gave him 26 years. Imagine 26 more years of this exhaustion and not reaching not experiencing peak happiness, not being fulfilled in your life or your relationships. Imagine doing that for the rest of your life. I'm not saying that to be a Debbie Downer. I'm just saying that to be real with you. So if you can look into the future, you wouldn't talk to a psychic, right? If their psychic could say, I ain't gonna say your name, but like, see, you've been with this person for 26 years. 26 years in the future. Oh my goodness. Nothing has changed. He's still the exact same person he was when you walked in here right now. Oh my God, he's gotten worse because he's gotten older. Oh my goodness. Would you be happy with that premonition right there? Would you be happy with that foreshadowing for your future? Like, you're unhappy, like I said, would you be happy with that? Because that's the decision you have to make as well. But like, would you be happy if nothing changed? And not even 26 years, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15. 16, whatever it is, would you be happy with your decision to stay if nothing has changed? I know leaving is hard, staying is hard, but like I tell people all the time, you have to choose your heart. And you might not catch him cheating. I mean, has he cheated? Maybe, maybe not. You might not catch him cheating, but because he knows you're watching him, he knows you're stalking him or following him, whatever you're doing, that right there, he's probably recording you stalking him. If you follow him in your car, he's probably recording you doing it. He's probably recording you and just building up a folder of you stalking him and following him, and he might call it the crazy folder. You see what I'm saying? So you have to start mitigating your behaviors. He's not gonna go get any help, but you can. You can go get help. You can talk to a therapist. You can survive and you can thrive. Anyways, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Storytime. Y'all can send your emails in to the email across the bottom of the screen. Be safe, take care of yourselves, and as always, mental illness is out. Peace. Thank you so much for making it to the end of my video. I am extremely grateful for you. Have no idea. If you haven't already, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Helps reach more people. And click on the screen to watch another video or to browse through another playlist. There's also a link on the screen to check out my courses and my support groups to help you heal and understand what you've been through. Thank you so much again. I will see you in the next video. Peace.